Attention concerned citizens, we're recording the first ever live episode of We Have Concerns, and we want you to be there. It's happening Friday, February 20th at 7 p.m. as part of The Lab at the Nerd Melt showroom, and tickets are totally free. To find out how to join us, head to live.wehaveconcerns.com. The only thing that sucks, and I said this before, is A&E has the rights to The Prisoner.
Yeah.
And so if you want to see The Prisoner in HD, it's like a $200 Blu-ray.
That's excessive.
It's so excessive.
Yeah.
A&E has a stranglehold over some of the coolest shit, and they just charge so much for it. But
why do they do that?
Because
I feel like they could make more money if they didn't.
Just, widely release it, man.
Yeah.
Release The Prisoner.
That's your dad joke.
Fuck me shit.
You're doing it more than I am these days, man.
I don't even want to. We don't have to do an episode.
No, we do. Come on.
Welcome to We Have Concerns.
Hey, Anthony Carboni.
Hi, Jeff Kanata. Hello, concerned citizens.
Oh, just buck up, little buckaroo. You did it. You're on team.
I feel like
I
feel like I was so on the defensive about it that it's actually like I'm seeing them now.
One of us.
I'm seeing them now like a Bobby Fischer.
Like you're in the Matrix now.
It's 12 moves ahead, and I'm almost like I see it.
You're trying to intercept it?
Yeah, and by intercepting it, I accidentally do it. And anyway. I want to talk about The Prisoner. I want to talk about a lot of stuff that I've been watching lately. And I want to talk about a lot of stuff that I haven't been making lately.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been making a lot of
You've been
things.
making some stuff.
I mean, we do this show.
Yeah, we make that. You made a television show.
I did the television show. I guess what I want to talk about is, I think the most important way we make and release things now, which is on the internet, which is online.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Jonathan Mann, he is the song a day guy on YouTube. He's been doing a song a day for 2,300 days or something.
It's a lot of days.
He does a song. He puts out a song.
How many songs is that? Come on, that was funny.
I don't know what to do with you. He did a song the day his grandmother died. He wrote a song.
Wow.
The day his child was born. He wrote a song.
That's beautiful.
The day feels a little selfish sometimes when I put it like that. Like, hey man, spend the day with your baby that just got born.
Yeah.
But he makes a song.
Yeah.
He put out a video.
It's almost like a journal for him, I imagine.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. And he's done a lot of talks about how, hey man, they're not all good.
Right.
They're not all even okay. Because some days my baby got born. It's like
it's hard to write a song in a day.
Yeah. And to do it every day while you're doing other things and whatever. But he put out a video recently that is called You Are Not a Content Creator.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like. And I feel like maybe this is going to be a little too...
Is it a song?
Too narrowly applicable. But he put out this video. This is something that he and I have chatted about before. And it's about how we've begun to call things that are released on the internet content.
Right.
Everything we do is content, and it's content to be released on the internet. It's content to be disseminated and consumed by target audiences.
Yes.
By demographics. It's things to sell ad units against. It's stuff that... Basically, it's commodity. He talks about it in terms of like, when you call something content, it implies heavily that it is disposable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All
right. Or there's so much of it that we're constantly barrage of new coming at us. There's this titanic wave of new content constantly being shoveled at us that why not just grab something new and consume that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done with this. I'm moving on. I'm done with this. I'm moving on.
Yeah.
And we've been trained so much to think of the internet as ephemeral. And the reason that this is scary to me is, number one, he's right. I am not a content creator, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are not a content creator. You're an actor.
Right.
You're a host.
Yeah.
You're a writer.
Mm-hmm.
But this podcast is probably thought of as content.
Right. Yeah, I think if we were talking to execs at some sort of online hub, they would be talking to content creators, and you'd be like, I get those content creators in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the thing is I think the internet is more about consistency and it's more about novelty and it's more about the new.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we're moving on to consuming the new. When I was doing D-News, the reason D-News worked is because D-News came out twice a day, every day.
Right.
There's always something new.
Yeah.
Always something new. Consistency.
Yeah.
And I feel like the internet values consistency above anything else. You should see this guy. He streams every day.
Right. Yeah.
Well, okay. The sun rises every day. I drive to work every day. I eat lunch every day. If I made a video of myself eating lunch every day, would it become popular? I think it would. I think if I said, here's a guy who's done a video of him eating lunch every day for 2 years.
You got to get on that. That's $1 million idea right
there. But people would watch it though online,
Yeah.
I think. They would watch it once and they would throw it away.
Maybe.
But it would become it would become a thing because I think that the internet values consistent work over quality work.
Well, this is something you and I have spoken about offline a lot in the sense of what is quality, I think both of us are very much concerned in the content, to use that word, or the material that we create to have it be of a certain quality level.
Yeah.
And I think that isn't always the case. And oftentimes it's hard to even discern whether quality even has anything to do with success. Like on the internet, it seems that those two things have divorced each other, that people are successful even when they create things that are kind of low quality.
But I think that's true. I think that's true in every medium. I think there are movies that are bad that I love watching and I will always love watching them. There are albums and books and comics and things that I love that I would not call great, that are just bad, but I like them. They're my thing and I like them.
Right.
But I still revisit them. An internet thing is bad, good. Like, oh, that's so funny.
Right. The guy got hit in the nuts.
I don't usually go back to it.
Right.
And I think people are thriving on that. And one of the points that Jonathan makes in his video is it's an ad unit.
Right.
And so the more consistently you create something, the more, if you make a video every day for YouTube, the YouTube algorithm goes, oh, this person makes a video every day.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'll push them forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show it to more people. I will make sure that more people go to this thing because if they go to this thing, they're guaranteed a new thing every day. Mm-hmm. And I'll also make sure advertisers go there because it's a new thing every day.
Right.
And so the content is an ad unit. Whatever you do, content comes down to being an advertising unit. Right. Your blog post, your essay, your song on SoundCloud, your whatever. It all comes down to being an advertising unit.
Well, it is from the perspective of the YouTubes of the world, but not to the people that consume it, not to the actual eyeballs that are watching it.
No,
right? They don't look at it that way.
But if you want to be successful creating things online, you have to see what you're doing and you have to look at those algorithms and you have to optimize, right? And that's something Jonathan talks about too, is you have to optimize for these ad units. Right. I want to make money doing what I do, so I have to do it in a way for YouTube. But the more you do it in a way for YouTube, the more you do it in a way for the ad algorithms, the more you change what you do and make what you do more disposable. And so even though your audience may not initially see it as you creating an ad unit, congratulations, you have subconsciously or consciously changed what you've done in order to become an ad unit. Mm-hmm. And so...
Well, now this is going to turn into what sounds like a commercial for Patreon, because I think in a lot of ways what we're trying to do with this show and what other people are trying to do without having ads and just having a direct one-to-one relationship with their audience is you see that as a way to sidestep that problem?
Maybe, but my mom doesn't care about Patreon and my niece doesn't care about Patreon. Mm-hmm. People see just the same as it is with TV and with movies and with that whatever. They see what is the most surfaced, what is the most put in front of them, right? And so what's being put in front of people is disposable internet content. Mm-hmm. And so most people continue to think of the internet as being full of disposable content. And so it's harder for a mainstream thing to grab an audience on the internet because people think of it as content. And I don't make content. And when I first came down here, I had a lot of meetings, and those meetings would be like with people who were like, we really enjoy the content you're making, and we really want to like partner with you to do this and this and this. And it's just like, dude, I make videos.
Right.
I make shows. I make short films. I
used to be very conscious about not using the word podcast. I used to say I make a show. I make a show, because I think that sort of devalued it too. But I've also been outspoken about the fact that I really don't think advertising is the enemy.
It's not.
I don't think that there's anything. I think people have this weird sense of entitlement about advertising. Like, I shouldn't be forced to watch that, or and I really don't feel that way. I don't feel like ads in and of themselves are bad or problematic. And in fact, I know in my life, most of the things that I enjoy, I wouldn't have known about if I hadn't seen an ad for them.
Sure.
So they're functional. They actually enhance my life in a lot of ways. And I don't know of any other way for someone trying to sell something to get the word out on their product, right? I understand people feeling like things that are intrusive. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of watching a 15-second ad before my television show starts when I'm on Hulu. I don't dig that.
No. But the problem isn't advertising in and of itself. The problem is the thinking about things as content leads it to be something that is created in service to advertising.
I see. So you really do think it's a semantic problem? Like you think that change the name, change the action?
I think so. I think, there's
because there's another way to
the words we use reflect the way we think about something. Right. And I don't believe in like total semantic, like, well, we must call this valuable because so people know it's valuable. We must call, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the word that we're using right now does reflect the attitude.
Right.
The word content is such a problem. And like when I hear the word content or content creator, like I get a little kind of up my spine. And it's not because the word content is bad. This show has content. There is the content of the show.
Right.
It's the fact that I know what content means to the people who run the platforms and buy the shows and put the media out there on the internet right now. Mm-hmm. And I know what it means for the level of things that we are creating for our audience.
Yeah. For
the people who watch things on the internet. And as traditional media disappears more and more, and I don't mean to sound like the old guy for traditional media because I'm not. Mm-hmm. I'm very into creating things for the internet. But it's funny, like when I got here to LA, I started doing things for TV because with TV, I, as the person who's creating, am pushed so separate from the advertising process. Mm-hmm. I don't have to worry about it. There's somebody who does. There are whole teams of people who do.
Right.
But like, I would sit down in meetings sometimes at various places I've created things for, and it's more like start with an ad and then build a show around the ad.
Yeah.
And just do it every day, or start with a half-baked idea and just do it twice a day every day.
Right.
And it'll get better, and that's fine. In 6 months, if this thing is better, then great.
Yeah.
The important thing is just keep putting things out there.
Right.
Putting things out there is the most important part. Well, what if they're not good? Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They'll get good, or they won't. Whatever. Let's just try. And I like that. There's a certain spirit of adventure to that. Yeah. There's a certain spirit of like, cool, whatever. It's improv, it's art, it's whatever. We just put it out there. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. But knowing that something isn't good and putting it out twice a day because you know that you can do something that isn't good and put it out two times a day, 3 times a day, whatever. Like a lot of these internet channels do. And be like, well, it's fine because we're going to ride the algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're making content.
That's
content
a
needs to exist.
cynical way of dealing with it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that, unfortunately, that's like a very easy businessy way to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the trap that a lot of people are falling into, because if people see that, well, content or the quality of content is not the first and most important thing.
Yeah.
It's like number 2 or 3. Well, then what we get is a bunch of people creating things for the internet where quality is job 3.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the case that we're in.
And I mean, there's a lot of that on TV. There's a lot of that everywhere. Yeah. But I feel like it's particularly insidious on the internet, where the internet is supposed to feel like this democratizing platform for anybody who wants to create. But it's so democratizing, it's almost like a weird propaganda movie about communism or socialism, where it's like, everybody, yes, you all make equal content.
Right.
Everyone will make a content.
Yeah.
You will make 3 content today. And in exchange for your 3 content, you will get 4 units of ad.
I created 7 contents, and my wife, she has 3 contents. We'd love some bread. Please, how much bread do we get for
well,
10
you
content?
you created 10 content today, but you didn't create any content yesterday.
Oh, well, I was not inspired to create content, and I really thought we could save up all of our content for today, because we're trying the best we can.
Oh, well, unfortunately, consecutive content is more important.
But we created so much content today. My wife, look at my wife.
No one will ever see it. I'll never look at it.
Oh, you're not going to consume our content?
No. This guy makes a content every day.
Yeah, that's right. I love making content. I made the same content for 47 straight years.
It's just like, man, I just picture it as like those nutrient bars from Snowpiercer. It's just this
consume your content.
Yeah, it's just this gelatinous. It's like, here's a content. It's like, oh, good content.
You will all consume content. I mean, it's the end of Wall-E, right?
Yeah,
it's like the people consuming content in their content consumption bubbles.
Yeah, and that's ugh.
Yeah.
And I know it's semantic, and I know this only speaks to a segment of the people that we actually make this thing for, and it's kind of.
It's a little up our own ass, this topic, but I see where you're coming from.
It's something I worry about, because if you do something creative, you want to be recognized for what it is you do.
I think some of my friends responded to this by saying that it felt a little pretentious. Like, I want to be called an artist. I want to be called a actor or whatever. I don't want to be called a content creator.
Yo, I don't want to be called, well, is it pretentious? Like, let's talk about that. Does a teacher just want to be called, oh, no, I just have a job.
Yeah.
No, I just job.
I'm actually a content deliverer.
Yeah. What is...
The kids come in, they're hungry for content. I fill their brains with content.
I just deliver the content to the kids. That's what they want, that's what I get paid for.
These math problems, great content.
Yeah. Like doctors, they're just like, I don't know, I just prescribe the right content.
Yeah.
I'm just a content prescriber. There's nothing wrong with, it feels pretentious because...
Do you want extra mayo on your content?
We have an aversion to letting people call themselves artists. Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Right, because that in and of itself, it feels like this term that's
it feels egotistical, right? It feels egotistical. It's really hard for people to run around and be like, well, I'm a musician.
Right.
Well, I'm an actor. Well, I'm this. Well, I'm that. No, that's what you fucking are.
Right.
If it's a job and you get a paycheck for it, that's what you do.
Right.
So...
Well, I think that's another point you bring up, is that a large portion of people who create stuff for the internet don't get any money for it at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are they amateur artists? Are they... What are they,
Well, they're not content creators.
I think this is
because this is a thing. They at least deserve a little specificity. You don't have to think they're a good musician, but they're making music.
Right.
They're not making delicious nutrient content to be tossed away.
Yeah.
To be consumed and shat out.
You will not leave this table until you have consumed all of your content.
Yeah. It's so weird to me that everybody gets to be bubbled into content creator when everybody is doing massively different things too.
Yeah. It's true.
It's
all content.
You look at somebody who's writing for Slate or something like that, some big, an actual outlet that does good writing, and you want to bubble them in with somebody who does Let's Plays.
Yeah.
Let's Plays are fun, and people do Let's Plays, and they're really good. But you don't look at the two of those people and go, content! That's very different shit.
You do if you're selling ads against it.
You do if you're selling ads against it. And the fact that the creative community and the fact that the people that run these platforms like YouTube and Tumblr and all these things and are supposed to be friends of the creators say that they're content people, they're content creators.
Right.
Well, that just shows that, oh, okay, well, you're no more or less important than this person. What you do which that's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that. What I mean to say is what you do is no different from what you do is no different.
Yeah, I mean, it is basically saying, I am an unspecific sellable unit creator.
Yeah.
I am a thing that can be monetized guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just here for monetization.
Yeah.
All I want to do is optimize my SEO for you.
Right.
Let me get on that delivery schedule.
I'm on board with this. I'm on board with this. I also feel like this is one of those things where I've said the word content so many times it doesn't even. It's like ROADs. It's a word now that is mush. It's a
roads. Oh, I see.
It's a reference to Black Sheep, I think, is the movie with they get high and the nitrous is leaking in there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
one of those things. But
it's like the word doesn't even have any meaning anymore.
But exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't know. I feel like if the internet is the future and all of these new platforms and new media are really the thing that we're all throwing ourselves behind as the place for artists to go.
Yeah.
And be who they are and create what they want to create. Well, it's time to start acknowledging their value by at least calling them by the thing that they do.
Right. So we should be called bullshit artists.
Yes.
Support our content. Maybe you can rate us on iTunes. Rate our content on iTunes. We'd love to get that. And if you want to support our content on Patreon, you can do that as well. I'm on Twitter. Tell me if you enjoy our content at
what
Jeff
have we
Canada
done?
On Twitter.
We're part of the machine. I'm at A Carboni. Don't leave me out.